colluded with the Russians to get the information out. I think this is all falling apart at the exact same time. I think there is some more information out there on Hillary's relationship through Perkins Coie, the law firm, and the Russians that they're hiding, Joe. And if they charge someone with that crime, foreign influence in an election, they are going to be asked, the Mueller team, why they didn't charge Hillary, and they need some plausible deniability right now.
Yeah, dig it. I got you.
Now, what could they be hiding? All right. I'm going to get to that. Just bear with me, folks. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at iTarget. Thank you to iTarget for supporting the show, keeping it free for our listeners. iTarget's the best home system for dry firing your firearm and training how to use your firearm. Anybody can fire a firearm. The question is, can you fire it accurately? Self-defense advocates, Second Amendment supporters, you're a hunter, police officers, military folks, or you're just looking to buy a firearm, learn how to use it effectively. This is a great system. Folks, competitive shooters dry fire 10 times more than they live fire. Now, what is this system, the iTarget Pro system? It's the letter I, by the way, itargetpro.com. That's itargetpro.com. It is a laser bullet. My father loves this thing, by the way. Can't put it down. A laser bullet they will send to you. It goes in the firearm you have now. You don't have to make any special manipulations. You have a 9mm weapon, they'll send you a 9mm round, right? It also comes with a target and a phone app. When you drop that round into a safely unloaded gun, check it twice, check it 3 times. You're going to drop that laser bullet in. When you depress the trigger of your firearm and you aim at the target, it's going to show you exactly where that round went. You can practice. My father can't put this thing down. You can practice with it all day. I mean, I'm not messing with you, Joe. Listen, sometimes this is legit. My dad can't. He called me today. Man, I love this thing. This thing's great. I'm telling you, I love my father to death. But Dad, this thing's great, man. I just sent him another one, so he loves it. It's at itargetpro.com. That's itargetpro.com. You drop this laser bullet in. You don't have to make any special manipulations to your gun. You can work on your grip, you can work on your sight alignment, you can work on your trigger control, all in the safety and security of your own home. Go pick it up. It's available at itargetpro.com. That's itargetpro.com. Promo code Dan for 10% off. Dan. Okay, getting back to this. So what are they hiding? Does Mueller know, Joe? So we end it. Again, if I'm losing anyone, stop me.
Yeah, you're cool.
Does Mueller know something about Hillary's relationship with the Russians that they're afraid when it comes out, if they charge these Russians on Friday with trying to influence a U.S. election as foreign nationals, that they would expose them to charges that, well, why aren't you charging Hillary too? I think they may. And here's why I'm starting to think something's up. Adam Schiff made some very, very interesting comments this week. Now, who's Adam Schiff? Adam Schiff is the Democratic ranking member on the House Intelligence Committee there. And Schiff, after the Friday revelations about Russians interfering in our election, there was an interesting revelation. If you listen to the special commentary we did afterwards, there was an interesting revelation in there, Joe, that the Russian meddling started in 2014. Now, Donald Trump's candidacy did not start for president, obviously, in 2014. So even among some of the liberal media folks, some of the commentary has been, well, I mean, when are we going to start pointing out that Obama may have dropped the ball here as well? Listen, folks, if it started in 2014 and Trump's campaign for president didn't start till way after that, then we have a serious problem here, because think about it. If Russians were meddling in the election all the way back to 2014, Trump wasn't even running at the time, then how is it that they can possibly have been have gotten involved in the election exclusively for the purpose of electing Trump? It doesn't make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, Democrats are starting to recognize this, that they've got a problem. We got a problem. What is the one I always mess up, Joe? Is it I'm coming for you.
Oh,
I'm coming.
Elizabeth.
What's that? Yeah, Elizabeth. That's it. I always mess that up. Elizabeth. That's right. Elizabeth, I'm coming for you. They got a problem. They know they've got a problem. Adam Schiff has said as much. Listen to this. Piece on the Washington Examiner. Be at the show notes today. Bongino.com, along with the Powerline blog piece. Please read it. If you join my email list, I'll email it right to your email box. Great piece of the Washington Examiner. Talking about these comments Schiff made that, he's like, hey, listen, this is kind of screwed up. This is Schiff, the Democrat. He says, this here's from the Washington Examiner piece. The comment comes after Schiff said the Obama administration's lax response to the 2014 hack of Sony helped encourage the Russians to pull off their influence campaign in the 2016 election. I think that others around the world watched that and determined that cyber is a cost-free intervention, Schiff told NBC's Andrea Mitchell, as Rush would say, at an event Saturday. He added the Obama administration should have done more to alert the American public there was interference in the 2016 election. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is one of the biggest hack sellout Democrats up on the Hill, Adam Schiff, who for 2 years now has been telling us that the Russians colluded with Trump to win the election. He's now coming around and Obama bears some blame too. What is going on here, folks?
Say what?
Say what is right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what's going on. I alluded to point one here. There is information, I believe, that's out there that is coming in the IG report. Remember the Inspector General report, Michael Horowitz's report on Hillary and the handling of her email case that's due to drop in March. I'm absolutely convinced that there is going to be information about in that report about Hillary and contacts with foreign governments that are unsavory at best. And they are going to have a lot of splaining to do. So all of a sudden, the Democrats, after Friday's indictment, which, by the way, contained, again, for the 1,000th time, no evidence of collusion with the Trump team at all, they're starting to panic. They're like, oh, my gosh, we don't have anything. We have spent 2 years talking about this. By the way, not a coincidence. The Republicans are breaking even in the congressional generic poll balloting. So think about what's going on behind the scenes, Joe. The Democrat hacks for 2 years, and I'm not talking about you voters out there. I'm talking about the hacks on the Hill. For 2 years have been fully invested in Trump is Satan. Trump colluded with the Russians to win, and the entire thing is falling apart as the tax cuts kick in, and people like them, and the Republicans are recovering. They even took the lead in the generic congressional ballot, and they're like, holy we just spent 2 years on this. We have not a scintilla of evidence. We're never going to get Trump because there's no there. And all of a sudden, the Republicans are creeping. They're creeping. They're creeping up. What do we do? Even the hacks are getting worried now. Now they know the IG report's going to drop soon. The Inspector General report. Looking into the Hillary email investigation. By the way, that's been the source of all of these negative stories about the FBI mishandling of the case. All of this stuff's getting ready to drop, and they are panicking. And I guarantee you, in that IG report, there's going to be some campaign contacts with foreign nationals that are unsavory. And that is a damn good theory by Hindraker as to why Mueller did not charge them with foreign influence, the Russians, foreign influence in an election. Because if he did, the public is going to say, hey, what about the Hillary folks? We got some stuff there, too. I don't trust Bob Mueller as far as I can throw him, folks. One more thing I brought up in the past. I think Schiff and the Democrats, and I think to some respect, Mueller, who at this point seems to be clearly just vindictive towards Trump. It doesn't seem like this guy has his sole purpose, Joe, was to determine if Trump colluded with the Russians to win the election. He can't find any evidence, and he keeps going and going and going. I think also those Hillary Obama emails I keep telling you about, we know they exist. We just haven't seen them. I've told you over and over that if those emails in any way talk about the coordinated use of money through Perkins Coie, the law firm they paid, Hillary, that is, to pay Fusion GPS to get information from the Russians. If Obama was aware of that and aware of payments made that made their way to foreigners, foreign Russians, to give information that made it into these charging documents, they are in a world of pain. We haven't seen those emails. But, folks, we know the emails exist. We also know that Obama for America, his campaign arm, that Organizing for America, it was a Freudian slip. It was Obama for America. After he couldn't run for office anymore, his campaign operation became like an outside spending effort, Organizing for America. But it was still all of the Obama people. Right. Those same people made hundreds of thousands of dollars in payments to the same law firm that paid foreign nationals to gather information on Trump. Do you see how this ties into what I said about the first thing here? That one of, and if I'm confusing you folks.
I'm with you. Anyway, yeah,
okay,
I see what you're saying.
My sincere apologies. I'm really trying. The counter to the argument that, Mueller didn't charge these foreign nationals with trying to influence an election directly because they're trying to protect Hillary's nonsense, because Hillary's payments to Christopher Steele were on the up and up, even though he was a foreign national.
Right.
Hillary didn't pay Christopher Steele. Hillary's campaign paid to a law firm for legal services. That's why I'm telling you I think they're hiding something. Mm-hmm. Obama's OFA, Organizing for America, made payments to the same law firm. What I'm trying to tell you is that theory to me would hold water, and I don't know the guy who wrote the counter opinion. He sounds like a very reasonable guy in the Powerline piece. He doesn't sound like he's got an agenda at all. I mean it. But I think what he's leaving out here is if that were the case and Hillary wasn't worried at all and the Mueller team wasn't worried at all about the Hillary people, then why did Hillary launder the money or at least I shouldn't say launder the money. Why did they give the money to Perkins Coie to pay Fusion GPS if it was all on the up and up? Folks, this doesn't make sense. This thing stinks. They know something. I'm telling you, the entangled web between the Hillary team, Fusion GPS, Steele, and the Russians is deeper than I think has been revealed yet. And this is why the Mueller team has to be very delicate in everything they charge. They have yet to charge anyone with actual collusion to overthrow the election in conjunction with the Trump team. It's only been, Joe, almost a year now. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the coup de grace. All right? Over the weekend, I did an appearance on Fox and Friends, and I mentioned this to them, and they pulled up the sound later. I have the sound for you. Get this cut ready, Joe. This is why, now I've told you a couple reasons why I think Hillary, and just to be clear, to rewind a little bit, and again, I'm sorry, I'm trying to insult you. I just want to rewind it just a little bit before we get to the sound, because it's important. The premise of what I'm telling you is the Mueller team's panicking because they got nothing. They got nothing. They've got nothing. The Mueller team is just charging people with stuff totally tangential to their mission. Collusion with Russia to win an election. They have none of that. They have Russians for Facebook ads. By the way, some of which support Hillary, some of which support Trump. That is not in any way collusion with Trump. The Manafort thing had to do with his business dealings in the Ukraine. There's no conspiracy to collude here that anybody's pled guilty to, and there's no charges coming forward. It's not happening. They're panicking. The Mueller team's panicking. The Democrats are panicking, too, because with each passing indictment for everything other than collusion, they look like a bunch of, the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. They got nothing. Now, what was the entire Russian collusion story premised on? This is important. Go back to 628 and listen. Episode 628 of ours, if you missed any of this. The entire Russian collusion story, in a sentence or two, was the Democrats hacked the DNC. The Russians hacked the DNC. Russians hacked the DNC, had the information. They colluded with the Trump team to get that information out there to alter the results of a presidential election. That is the entire premise of the collusion narrative. But what if the Russians didn't hack the DNC? Folks, I know I've kind of hit on this a little bit in some of my past shows, but do you understand that if the Russians themselves, as an organized intelligence entity, the Russian intelligence services, did not hack the DNC, that you understand, right, that their entire story, the whole story falls apart. You following, Joe?
Absolutely.
The entire premise of the story.
Yeah.
Was the Russians hacked the DNC, the Trump team colluded with them to get the information on WikiLeaks to alter the results of the election. If the Russians didn't hack the DNC, how could you collude to get the information out if the Russians didn't hack it? Now, you may say, Dan, 17 intelligence agencies agreed that the Russians hacked the DNC. No, they didn't. I'm going to include in the show notes, again, another piece by Zero Hedge. It's a pretty good one. It's an older piece,